So on page Kuf Yudalid, we'll continue where we left off yesterday, the second paragraph. The paragraph starting with the word Omar. Omar Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair. It was said by Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair. This is a famous teaching from the Gemara, which is brought in the Mesilas Yesharim, upon which the book is based. Omar Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair. Zehirus mevia lidei zerizus. That caution brings this alacrity or speed. Uzrizus mevia lidei nikius. And doing things quickly brings about a state of, I suppose, cleanliness. Meaning things are streamlined, proper. Unikius mevia lidei tahara. This brings one to purity. Utahara mevia lidei prishus. This purity brings one to a state of kind of ascetic separation. Uprishus mevia lidei kedusha, which brings a person to holiness. Kedusha mevia lidei anava. Holiness brings one to humility. V'anava mevia lidei yiras chet. Humility brings a person to a fear of sinning. V'yiras chet mevia lidei chasidus, which brings a person to piety. V'chasidus mevia lidei ruach hakodesh. Piety brings one to divine inspiration. Ruach hakodesh mevia lidei techias emesim. That brings a person to techias emesim, resurrection of the dead. Techias emesim ba al yedei Eliyahu zechor latov v'meherav yameinu. How many of there are there listed there? You have Zrizus, right? Excuse me, Zehirus, and Zrizus, and Nikius, and Tahara, and Prishus, Kedusha, Anova, Yiras Chet, Chasidus, Ruach HaKodesh, Tchias HaMeisim. 11. And Tchias HaMeisim comes about through Eliyahu Navi in the Gula. Borei Kama Godel Koyach Zrizus. See how great Zrizus is. Shemevia Lidei Hamidos Halalu, which catalyzes all of these wonderful midos. It's really started by Zehirus. Being careful. Therefore, this person should be, it kind of addresses my point, careful, and as a result of that, quick, speedy, to run to the book. I was running after the books. Run to the books. Lahashkim ulahariv, early and late. Midos hazrizus hi tachshit l'chol mitzvos. This is like an adornment for all of the mitzvos. Why? Because you do the mitzvos anyway. But if you do them with alacrity, with enthusiasm, with passion, with excitement, with energy, so that is like an adornment for the mitzvah. Fihi mitzvah kenes kulam, and it corrects all. Now you should pay attention to those things which people are customarily lethargic about them. Which is interesting because I think the next chapter is exactly that, Atzlus. But he finds nevertheless it appropriate to discuss that here, the opposite of Zrizus. So he says, if you have to look something up in a sefer, you should look for the thing that you're looking for. And be quick to look and try and find the person who would know the thing. As opposed to what? Oh, that's an interesting question. And then you never quite worry about getting around to looking into it. So you won't learn. As you get older in life, you start to make to-do lists. There's more to do, and you don't remember as well. My bifocals. Here's one. Yeah. But I've thought of and still have not yet executed a plan to make a to-do list for Torah. You put a little, a little pad, and every time questions come up, you don't know, you're not sure, you write it down. Otherwise, I find so many things come up during the day that I think I'll remember, and I hope to remember, and I want to get around to doing, but I look up one or two, but so many things come up during the day, I never cover all of the things that come up as questions. I have a little to-do list, so that, you mark them, even if they do accumulate, at least you've written them down. A little pad. That might be a good idea. Or, for example, if a poor person comes to your house asking for bread, which is not so common nowadays, they ask for money, but it's the same thing. Al Tomar, don't say, Lo I can't go bring him bread. Go bring it quickly. You're in the middle of something, knock on the door. It's a person asking for charities. I can't be bothered. I have to get up and go to the pushka and make some money and then go to the door. It'll take me a full 30 seconds. I can't afford. Take 30 seconds out of my busy schedule to fulfill the mitzvah of tzedakah? I can't do that. I'm not going to answer the door. Nobody's home. No, that's not the way to do it. With alacrity and speed. Do it with enthusiasm. And if there's a scenario where you need to wash your hands, but there's a small amount of water, or the water is inferior quality, or if the vessel with which you're washing is not particularly, let's say, appropriate for the needs to wash, like it's got a crack, but you're hungry to eat, don't let your desire to eat cause you to make light of the mitzvah of Natila. It has to be done with the proper amount of water, with clean water, with a proper vessel. Quickly go and get what it is you need to make a proper washing. Don't be lazy. A person should also be quick to take care of his digestive needs, in order not to transgress the prohibition of making yourselves despicable by keeping within your bodies what is already ready to go out. And also somebody who does this refrains from leaving himself because he doesn't have time or whatever. I know such a person. He's like always so busy. He doesn't take of of those needs. Sometimes you see him like rocking back and forth until he finally, why? There's a need. You do it, take care of it already. I mean, why? What? It's like kids do that. They get all impatient and everything. They don't want to take the time away from their game or whatever to do that. So and all of a sudden you see them like rocking back and forth, and then they run to the bathroom. It's going to take the same amount of time anyway, right? So you might as well do it and get it over with and have some peace of mind. Why? And there are adults who do that too. And it's considered to be dangerous. From the Torah point of view, I imagine biologically it's also dangerous. And that's what he says here. Somebody who holds his apertures, he brings upon himself great sickness. A person needs great care to keep himself clean. His clothing should be clean. His body should be clean. Interesting point here. Firstly, he's just talking about bodily cleanliness in general. And a person might say, I've got a stain in my shirt. I'm going to go launder it and then do the laundry and then dry it and iron it. I'll just keep the stain on. No, that's not right. Don't be lazy. Same thing with showering. I can't be bothered to shower. And day after day goes by and the person gets dirty and smelly, and that's not appropriate. And the specific example he gives here is washing, keeping clean the lower aperture of one's body. And this is because of the need to pray. Because it's not possible to wipe properly without water. I mean, it perhaps is a little more graphic than we would necessarily be comfortable discussing in this format. But in any case, he's talking about a case, when people would clean themselves in that way with more coarse material like rocks or pieces of stone or wood or something like that. But nowadays, TP does a pretty good job. That being said, there are people who are careful to maybe use wipes or somehow wash that part of the body after relieving themselves from there, so that there should be no residual material on the outside of the body, which would disqualify him, could possibly disqualify him from prayer and whatnot. So they're careful to do that. Now, gam tzarich zrizus la'osei tzorchav b'layla liad mitaso. I think what he means is one should be very careful to relieve himself before going to bed, in order that his bodily systems should be as restful as possible during sleep. But if the body's still engaged in processes of digestion and removal, it puts stress on that system and affects the quality of one's sleep. So it makes sense to enable the body to shut down as much as possible during sleep, so that your body is able to get the most rejuvenation from sleep. I think that's what he's referring to here. If he wants to drink, yeah, well, he's certainly talking about drinking. If you want to drink water in the middle of the night, you should have water there so that you can wash your hands and then go to a clean place and make a proper blessing on the water before and after. It seems like something's a bit off here. If he's in his bed and he hears all of a sudden the sound of thunder or he sees lightning, he should be prepared to get up, wash his hands, and make the bracha. He should also be prepared to get up from his bed and to wipe the sleep off of his eyes, his eyelids, and to get up early in order to learn Torah. So he's talking about different scenarios where a person should be prepared to be zealous and quick to do the mitzvahs of Hashem. Either, I'm not quite sure what's happening in this little sentence. Something's a bit awkward in my opinion, but something might be missing. But in any case, in general, what he seems to be saying is that a person should have water next to his bed, so that he's prepared to wake up in the middle of the night, wash his hands, take care of his needs. Or if he wants to drink, wash his hands properly and drink a bracha before and after. Why? What's the point here? Because in the middle of the night, a person wakes up, he's going to be drowsy and likely to be a bit lazy, so he might say, I'll just take care of my needs without washing my hands. Or I'll go to have some water without making a bracha. Anyway, I'm kind of sleepy. I'll just have a drink and go back. No, you should have the fortitude to kind of get up, take care of your needs responsibly, take a bracha, wash your hands, and so forth and so on. And the same thing goes with getting up early in order to learn. A person also needs alacrity when departing from his bad deeds. Kugon hakina, like jealousy, v'asina, or hatred, v'hirei noshim, or thinking about women. Interesting here. He says a person needs rizus, alacrity, when departing from his transgressions. But his bad deeds, I mean to say. And then he goes to enumerate things which are not deeds, they're thoughts. So why is he doing that? Either it's lav dafka. Yeah. You might say, I think he made the point earlier here, doing tshuva on things which have to do with thoughts and feelings is in a way greater than doing tshuva on actions. Why? Because people see a person's bad actions, and that's an incentive to do tshuva. But no one, as it were, sees the thoughts in a person's heart. So he can harbor ill thoughts and tolerate them because he has less of the embarrassment factor regarding other people. And therefore, maybe that's what he's saying here. Doing tshuva requires rizus, certainly regarded in the plane of action. You have to be careful to refrain from doing things wrong. But a person might say, you know what, nobody sees. So he has less incentive to do tshuva on things having to do with the heart and the thoughts. And therefore he says, even particularly there, you need to have zrizus. Meaning you have to take the initiative to do tshuva on those things, even more so than on actions. To call ele tzrichim zrizus gedola b'yoser, lahatois kol hamachshavos achar ratzon abois bach, to bend all of his thoughts to the will of God. Im yovelo shum tzar mi ibud mamono, if he receives any anguish as a result of loss of money, o b'mitas ohavo, or the loss of a loved one, or yisurin, or suffering, tzarich zrizus me'od b'machshavosav, he needs to quicken himself very much in his thoughts, lahavas tzur lo'ilim, to strengthen himself in the love for the rak, the eternal rak, levatel hatzar milibo, and nullify this anguish, pain, or sorrow from his heart, liois libo zach, so that his heart should be pure, lahatztika kelis barach, to justify the deeds of God, badinov, in his judgments, b'mishpatov, in his statutes, ulekabel mi'ava, and to receive lovingly, ulizdabek b'soyer b'svila, u'masim tovim, and to cleave to him through Torah study, through prayer, and through good deeds, u'leitzhazek b'chol kavanoso lekelyon, and to strengthen himself as much as possible in his directing his kavanah towards God on high. Many people's natural tendency is to be lazy. Some people are not like that. Some people are just natural go-getters. Some people are like naturally lethargic, or have a certain degree of, I don't know if inertia is the right word, but yeah, maybe inertia would be more applicable if it's a difficult person to change paths. He's just stuck in a particular emotion. Other people are like that. They're very agile. They're constantly looking to improve situations themselves and so forth and so on. But a person has to be careful to try and do things with diligence. Klala shel davar, the general matter, rule of thumb here is yivdok adam ba'atzmo ezever hu ragil ba, what transgression he is used to doing. V'yomer la'asos gedorim, and he should be diligent to place limitations upon himself, lizar lishamet mi'oisa avera, in order to escape from that transgression. Gam yivdok atzmo be'eze mitzvah hu misrape, he should also check what mitzvahs he's becoming a bit lackadaisical in. Kagon odam batlan, for example, a person who is, he's a slouch, he's lazy. Yovin mitachila shehabitul bo midvorim betelim, he should know that his slouchery, whatever that means, yes, comes about through nonsense. It's because he's involved in nonsensical things that he doesn't have the kind of fortitude to exert his effort to do things. A person who fixes his interests in things of no import, yeah, like for example, the New World Symphony, Metropolitan Museum of Art. You guys are letting me get away with this? Yeah, whatever. A person who he's dedicated to things of no import, so that causes him to be mevatel Torah v'tfilah mikol toiva. V'yistalek min ha'anoshim hamarabim dvarim betelim. And therefore, he should distance himself from people who are overly engaged in things of no real importance. He shouldn't connect with them. And this will gain him a remedy for his sickness. The same thing he should do for all of the bad attributes. He should first recognize the inferior foundation or essence of these things, and then he should dismantle it, V'yasir me'einav l'hoshech hamakshich or nafsho. And then he should take from before his eyes the darkness which is occluding the light of his soul. But anyway, a person preoccupied with all of these distractions from holiness and purity, he's got to recognize that and separate himself from them in order, because these things are ultimately occluding the light of his soul. The salkam, and the person needs great alacrity, speed, diligence to disengage himself from these things. Ki im yisatzel lakor u'lisharesh hamidos, az yaseh b'libo onof ad shelo yuchal lekotzotzam. Ki im yisatzel lakor u'lisharesh hamidos, because if he becomes lazy from uprooting and extirpating these bad attributes from himself, az yasu b'libo onof, then they will be made in his heart like a big limb, shelo yuchal lekotzotzam, which he will no longer be able to prune. Basically, all of these weeds will go wild in his heart, and he won't be able to extirpate them, uproot them from his heart, because they've taken root there over so much time. A person should be careful. He should be quick to desire, look for, run after peace, meaning to reestablish peace. Shinimar says, "Bakesh shalom v'radfehu." Desire peace and run after it. He should also be quick to look for the knowledge of God. To receive, as it says, Hashem. They quickly ran after to know God. So the sages said, you should exile yourself to a place of learning Torah. You should also quickly be quick in looking for tzedakah, meaning to give tzedakah, not to ask for it. It says, tzedek tzedek tirdov. Pursue righteousness. Uksiv, she'emu elai, rodfei tzedek, mevakshe Hashem. Listen to me, those of you who run after righteousness, those who desire Hashem. So you see, though a person who is pursuing righteousness or the ability to give charity is like somebody who's seeking God. A person should be quick to write sfarim that he needs to learn from them, because this is before the time of the printing press. And if you wanted a copy of a book, you had to copy one. So you should not be lazy. Copy, transcribe books, or write your own. Or if he sees or he hears some novel idea in learning, he should quickly write it down. Not wait till he forgets it from his heart. Omar Rabbi Yehuda ben Tema. It was said by Rabbi Yehuda ben Tema, again a very famous teaching in Pirkei Avos, Hevi Az Kinomer. Be ferocious like it's not a lion, it's not a tiger, it's not a bear, oh my. It's a leopard, thank you. V'kal kenesher, furthermore, he should be light like an eagle. Ratz ketzvi, and run like a deer. They can outrun any of their predators, even a cheetah, over a short distance. Cheetahs run very fast, but it takes them a while to develop that 120 mile per hour speed. And they fast, yeah. The cheetahs, they're fast. But another thing about as you're saying, is that they're very agile. So at high speeds, they can maneuver themselves very quickly. And that's why they're able to dart and get away from their predators. If you see, I remember National Geographic I used to like 30 years ago, 40 years ago when I was a kid, but I saw not too long ago, one where it showed how a pack of lions were hunting a herd of these wild deer or antelope or something. And it's funny how they showed it. They showed miss after miss after miss after miss. And the lions, hiding behind the bushes, and then they prance. And the lions run, and they're outrun. So lions, died down the speed, they regather, the hide behind the thing, and then they go again. Boom! They're out. Everybody scatters. They miss. The point of this is how many misses they have until they make a hit. And that's because these antelope, these wild gazelles and things, they're so fast and they're so agile that they get out of the way. 9 out of 10 times. So it's not easy to be a lion. It's hard work.
They usually go in packs.
What's that? The lions? The lions have packs, yeah. Yeah. They have hunting skills, yeah, and they make ambushes, and still these animals are able to get away more often than not. It only takes like one hit to satisfy, a whole pack for a day. But a lot get away. Most get away. They're very quick. So my point here is just that not only are we being encouraged to run like an antelope, but you've got to be able to keep your balance and maneuver very quickly, be able to adjust as well. All of this is in order to do the will of your Father in heaven. See how the sage is encouraging us to be light and strong in the mitzvos. Yeah. Strong but lightweight. V'chen Amar David, and so David said, Chashti v'lo hismahamati lishmor mitzvosecha. I felt and I didn't delay at all to keep your mitzvos. V'chen darshu v'senu zechon v'rocha, and so the sage's blessed memory said, Ushmartim et hamatzos, you shall guard the matzos. And the sages said, as a planned words, meaning, planned words not quite a respectful way of saying it, but the point is that the Torah meant to say, not only shall you guard the matzos, but in general that's a reference to guarding the mitzvos. Al tikrei matzos ele mitzvos. In tovo mitzvah li'adcha, from which we learn, if a mitzvah occurs to you, al tachmitzena, don't let it go off. Don't let it become chametz. Right? That's kind of the dual meaning of matzos and mitzvos. Yet your mitzvos should not be like matzos, which get leavened because of waiting. Rather do it immediately. You also have to be very light and quick and strong. To oppose the wicked. To be strong of heart. Like Moshe who said, Simu ish harbo al yercho. Each man shall gird his sword on his thigh and be ready for war against the wicked. Regarding Pinchas it says, V'yar Pinchas, etc. Pinchas saw v'yikach romach b'yado, meaning he saw the atrocity that was taking place. A prince of Israel was fornicating with a non-Jewish woman in the eyes of the knowledge of all. So he quickly eradicated that evil. Therefore, a person should be careful and quick to separate himself from a bad pack of friends. That's also in order not to be influenced by their advice and by their consents, the things they consent to. Even more so, you need to be quick in order to do tshuva. And you should feel the need and not waste the time to do tshuva immediately. And not spend a single moment as a wicked person in front of Hashem. When he becomes aware of his wrongdoing, he should rectify it as much as possible. As quick as possible. Look how the ministers are very quick to do their job because they are appointed to do so by the king. All the more so we should be quick to do the will of our God, of the King in heaven. Let me try and finish this chapter here, the next two paragraphs before we break this week. Even though being quick is very good, he should not be too quick, because then he'll be careless. Somebody who rides quick is likely to crash. Someone who's running fast, he falls. I like that. Rides quick, he crashes. He runs fast, he falls. He can't do an act properly when it's just out of, when it's done too quickly, with haste. But with kind of calm focus, he'll be able to do things properly. The Sage said, you should be deliberate in your din, so that you don't make any mistakes. This alacrity that he does for the service of Hashem will keep his heart awake, his thoughts kind of alert, and enable him to his body parts to be light and quick to do his service. But he shouldn't speed. That's not good. Too fast, he might fall. All of these matters need a great wisdom. When he should be quick and when he should slow down, all of those are things that a person has to reckon at a given time. And again here, even though in general, of course, it's a good attribute, still has to be careful that there might be negative manifestations. This one is quickly going after transgression. Or to be quick to pursue his, indulge in desires, physical desires. Or to run after bad deeds. Just like quickness in matters of Torah brings one to very high level, so quickness regarding transgressions brings a person to Gehenna, to hell. And just like a person has to be quick regarding matters of Torah, it's also appropriate for him to act quickly regarding things of a mundane nature. That he should be quick and efficient with his job. There's great success to a person who does things, at a proper pace. Not too fast, because he'll be careless. Not too slow, because he's lethargic. But at a nice speed. Therefore, man, I'm telling you, the author says, be quick in your actions regarding both worlds. Do your job, your work, your profession, your craft in this world quickly, so that you can quickly be involved in matters having to do with heaven as well. So it's a very good attribute. It brings a person very far to success spiritually and material. Of course, if a person uses the quality of quickness to transgress, that's a very bad thing. He should be lazy when it comes to sinning. Yeah? Hey, you want to go out to the bar? Nah. Wow, you're lazy. Yeah. Rabbi Ullman said, I should be lazy when it comes to going out to Ben Yehuda Street. You want to go to the base of Medrash instead? He says to the guy who wants to go to the bar, nah. Wow, you're lazy. Let's go, quickly. Let's go to the base of Medrash before you go out to the Ben Yehuda. Rabbi Ullman said, it says in Orchot Tzaddikim, a person should do quickly things that have to do with the spiritual nature. But be lazy when it has to do with things that are going to get you in trouble. Okay, let's stop here. Let you guys do what you got to do.